is your first problem? When you know how many there are, give me your thumb up. All right, let's share some answers. How many do you see? 12. How many do you see? 12. There's a couple of 12s. Anybody have a different answer than 12? What do you see?
13.
13. Anybody have a different answer than 12 or 13? What do you see? Right here.
22.
22. We have 12, 13, and 22. Anything else? You have a different answer?
11.
11. You have a different answer than 12, 13, 22, or 11? What do you got?
14.
14. So lots of different answers. Okay, so we now agree that it's one of those 5 answers on the paper, right? All right, so let's look and talk. Who wants to talk to me about how they figured out their answer? So let's talk with you. First of all, tell me, what answer are you defending?
I'm going to defend 12
Okay.
because the way I figured it out, I took these 4, put them over here, and I realized there was 2 left, so then I knew that it was 12.
Oh, so let me see. What was your name, hon?
Jonathan Bryant.
Jonathan. Jonathan.
Yeah.
So, Jonathan, what math problem do you see here? If I was going to write a math problem, what do you see that we're putting together?
6
So he says 6 plus 6. Do y'all agree with that?
Yes.
You see 6 and 6. So, Jonathan, I need you to show us one more time. What is it you said you thought about? Go ahead and actually move the dots over.
I thought 4, taking 4 from this side to this side, and then I added all these together and made equal to.
So you made a 10 here, right? Okay, so I need you to talk to your neighbor for a second. Why would Jonathan want to make a 10 and then add instead of doing it a different way? See, talk to your neighbor. Why would he want to do that?
He added 4 to the 5, and then made 10, and then made 12.
Okay, come back with me. And so let's see if we can figure out what Jonathan was thinking. Why would Jonathan want to do such a thing and make a 10 and then add instead of doing it some other way? Why do you think?
Because it would be easier
Oh.
if you just put 2, and if you had 2 on the top and then you had 4 on the other side and then you put it over, it would make a 10, and it would be easier because you would have 2 over here.
Yeah, so it's a little easier
on
to look
the
at.
other side.
Yeah, 10 and 2 is a little easier to think about than 6 and 6, right? Is that what you were thinking, Jonathan? It's a little easier and you can do it quickly when you're making it? And we talked about the problem is 6 plus 6, right? Just like that. I need you to know, doesn't he? Do some of us know our doubles facts?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did anybody do it in a different way for this problem before we move to our next problem? What about you in the back?
I knew that was 6. So I grabbed, and then I knew that was 6. So I grabbed 1 to make it 5 over here, and I put it over there, so it's 7. And then I counted 5 more.
Okay, so you're saying you put 1 over here to make 7, and then you said 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if you were doing that problem, which number you broke 6 apart into? 5 and 1, right? Is that what you did? So you broke the 6 apart into 5 and 1 instead of 4 and 2. And then you gave that 1 over here, 6 plus 1, to get 7 plus 5. Is that right? And then you knew that was 12 by counting on. What was your name?
Keely.
How do you spell it?
Keale.
Okay, so Keely, she made 7 and counted on from there. So she decomposed one of her 6s to make 7 and counted on. So let's do one more before we move to our next problem. What about you?
I took one away from that one from the other side,
Mhm.
and then I took the 5 away from that one and put it together to make it 10.
Oh, so where are you seeing 5s? Show me where you see 5s.
5 right here, 5 right here.
Oh, do y'all see that? There's 5 and 5. So what's your name?
Dominic.
Dominic is saying that he's seeing 5 and 5. So what is he doing to these two 6s? Talk to your neighbor. What's he decomposing them into?
He's taking the 5 and
Except yours was, you were doing that one. Okay, come back with me. So hang on a minute. Your name just left me. Help me. Dominic. D-O-M-I-N-Q-U-E? Help me. That. So what's he doing to these sixes? Who wants to tell me what's happening, where he's getting those fives from? What's he doing?
He's getting those fives from tens.
He's making a 10 with those fives, isn't he? But what's he doing to these sixes? Where's he going to get those fives?
He's going to get those fives from taking away one.
Yep, so if I take 1 away from a 6, how many do I have left? Everybody? 5. And so I did that to both of them, right? So here's what he did. I'm going to show you. He took that one out, and he took that one off. So he decomposed them, and then he put his 5s together, right, Dominic? And so Dominic made a 10 as well, but he did it in a different way. Oh, I didn't set my timer for long enough. I only set it for 8, so we're good. 10, and then my 1 and 1 are my 2. So did Dominic make a 10 too?
Yes.
Yeah, but he did it in a different way. Jonathan made a 10 by decomposing one of the numbers and making a 10, and Dominic decomposed both of the numbers. So let's try another one. Are you ready? Okay, I got to rearrange my numbers so you guys can have a new problem. Okay, here we go. Here's your new problem, and when you know the answer, put your thumb up. Okay, this time, before you share out your answer, I want you to talk to that shoulder partner, and I want you to tell them 2 things. Number 1, what's the answer? Number 2, how'd you figure it out? Talk to your neighbor.
I know the 30 count. I can't count it, but I already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think it's 13. I said 13, so it's 13.
All right, come back with me. Thanks for sharing. Let's talk about how many you see first. How many do we see here all together? What about you, sir?
I see
13. Do we all agree with 13? Yeah. So, you don't agree with 13? Who said no?
Me.
You don't? What do you think it is? And we forgot to confirm that our answer was 12 a minute ago. Sorry about that. So 13, and somebody had a different answer? What was it?
12.
You think it's 12? Anybody have a different answer than 13 or 12? You have a different answer, or you want to talk about how to solve it?
How to solve it.
Okay, so we agree it's either 13 or 12. So let's see if we can figure out how we can prove which one it is. So who wants to talk to me about how they solved the problem? What'd you do?
I added 7. I added 1 to the 6.
Okay.
And the 7.
Okay.
And I had 7 plus 6. And I got 7 plus 6 is 13.
Okay, so how do you know that 7 plus 6 is 13?
Because 7 plus 7 is 14. And 6 plus 6 is 12. If you add 1 more to the 12, it's 13.
Okay, so what's your name? Gracie with an I-E. Gracie said if I had one more dot on here, this would be 7 and 7, right? So if she changed her numbers, if this was 7 and 7, so she changed her 6 to 7 and 7, and she knew it was 14. Now what do we have to do? What did you do next, Gracie, after you said 7 and 7 are 14?
6 plus 6 is 12, and if you added 1 more to the 12,
Okay, so we'll talk about 6 plus 6 in a minute, but you said if it's 7 plus 7, I get 14. What do I need to do to find the answer now, or am I done?
you need to subtract 1 from it.
Oh, talk to your neighbor. Why is she saying I need to subtract 1 from the 14? Talk to your neighbor.
Because Daddy added 13. I don't know. So you had to take away. So you had to take away 1 at 14, and it makes 17, and 18.
Okay, come back with me. So let's talk about what Gracie's thinking. Why is she saying I have to take that 1 off? Why is she having to take that 1 off? Who wants to tell me? Over here.
Because if you want to get 13, you have to minus 1 from 1/7, and you get 13.
Okay, because what did she do to this first 6?
She took it and she made 7.
Okay, how do you make 6 a 7? You do what?
You subtract 1. You subtract 1 to make 6.
Okay, but look at this. This is 6. How do I make 6 a 7? What do I have to do?
You take 1 away.
So if I take 1 away, do I have 7?
No.
No. What do I need to do to make 7?
You need to
Who can help her out? What am I having to do to 6 to make 7? What do I need to do?
take a
If this is 6, what do I need to do to make this 6 become a 7?
add 1 more.
There you go. Add 1 more, and that's what I did right here, right? And that's what Gracie said. She added 1 more and got a 7, and then you guys were telling me that she had to take that one off because is the problem 7 plus 7? No, the problem is 7 plus 6. So I had to take that one back off that I added to make my problem easier because did you know your doubles 7 and 7? She also was saying she knew her 6 and 6, didn't she? Who can explain what she's thinking with a 6 and 6 doubles to solve this problem? Who can talk about that? What about you?
She's thinking that 6 plus 6.
Okay.
She knows that 6 plus 6 equals 12.
Okay.
And if she has 7 plus 7 is 14.
Mm-hmm.
And 14 minus 1 more is 13.
Right. So what about with 6 and 6? She had to take that 1 away to make it 6 and 6. So how am I? If I take that 1 away, I know 6 and 6 are 12. What do I need to do to find out my answer now?
You need to add 1 more back.
Yep. And I'm gonna get
12 plus 1 is 13.
excellent thinking. So we knew that we could use either double, right? I could use 6 and 6, or I could use 7 and 7. One of them I had to take away 1, and one of them I had to add 1 to make it the right answer. Let's take one more way to solve this problem, and then we're done for the day. Do you have a way? How did you solve this problem?
5 plus 5.
You did 5 plus 5. Show me where you see 5 and 5. There. Oh, what's he doing to that number? Right, hang on a minute. Stop. Oh, you're doing a good job. What did he just do to that number? 7. What did he just do to the number 7, guys? He took 2 away. We decomposed that 7, and when he took 2 away, how many were left?
2,
5. So then what are you going to do, hon? Keep going. Oh, now what did he take apart?
5.
The 6. He took 1 off, and what's left? 5. So he's decomposing that. And now what's he going to do, do you think? Talk to your neighbor. What's he about to do next? All right, so what do we think? What's your name, hon? Fernando. What's Fernando about to do next? Who can tell me? What do you think in the back there? What do you think he's about to do?
2 more off.
He's going to take 2 more off. Fernando, is that what you were going to do? You weren't? Uh-oh. Let's see if we can figure out what he was going to do next then. What do you think he's going to do?
Count on 3.
Were you going to count on 3? Where? You were going to put those over there? No? You were going to do what with these 5s?
10 and then
Ah, so what's he doing with the 5s? He said he's going to do what with them?
add the 5 together.
Oh, so is that what you were going to do? Fernando said he was going to move these 5s together, right? So I can move them in my problem, and then, in my 10 frame, and I can also move them in my problem. So I made my 10, and then I had that 2 and 1 left that I needed to get a 13. You guys did an awesome job of your number talk today. You may use making 10s in a couple of different ways. You used doubles facts to help you solve the problem. Thank you so much for letting me do a number talk with you today. You were awesome.